the OG 𝗬𝗬𝗲𝗁. Many of us have lost gallons to this character, as the kids would say. But too bad, the assets are kind of missing. I just noticed this. The vehicle has more tits than Lara. That's Crystal Dynamics. That's not wargaming, but the IMT Tier A Premium American Medium Tank for Lara Croft comes with a special 3D style. After you buy the improved pass for the vehicle, you get Lara as the default standard reward for the marathon, but the vehicle plays like a Pershing. It's mostly about wolf packing with other vehicles, mostly other medium tanks. It has the maneuverability but not the top speed. It is rather nimble after the micropatch buff. So this thing will have about 20 horsepower per ton ratio, as opposed to originally 14 or so. Which is pretty bad, but you could bounce a few off the mantlet, of the patent-esque of a mantlet design on the M47-ish, but it doesn't really have that much armor. So it's mostly about wolf packing and the alpha punch of the gun. I have played the gameplay with this vehicle, but it could punch like 420 alpha out of the standard 360 alpha gun, but that is sometimes infrequent or unreliable. So originally I rated this vehicle back in December of last year, and back then the vehicle was 4.5. That is way too generous. At 14.5 horsepower per ton ratio, that is way too generous. So it is not really that interesting. It's kind of bland. They did buff it in the meantime, so that's a big plus. But here's the change, and let's take a look. So immediately buffed the aim time dramatically. 2.6 seconds of aim time is crap on a 105mm, right? So that is real bad. Thank God it's below 2 seconds now. Accuracy did not get buffed. DPM did not get buffed. Also turret traverse. Also gold shell pin, but penetration is slightly below standard by like 10mm, but that's fine, right? 210. The downside to it is gold shell is only 246, so not the best of gold shell, especially for tier 8s. Normally you could get like 270 or sometimes 280, 290 on medium tanks, but 250 is about the average. So they did buff the actual cost of the shell, especially for a standard shell, which is good. So you can spam more without chewing up the actual credits. But yeah, shell velocity is still kind of okay, not the greatest. But the downside to this vehicle is the DPM is not crazy, right? That is the original, like 2015 DPM, right? The old times. So nowadays medium tanks usually have about 2000 or 2200, so kind of mediocre. They did buff the health, and they did buff the horsepower per ton ratio. They're going to buff it a little bit more after the micro patch to 20 horsepower per ton. So that's dramatically better than 14.5. That is terrible. I was way too generous with the original rating of 4.5. No, it's like a 4. Now it's like a 5. It's okay. I mean, it's nimble, I guess, at 20 horsepower per ton, but top speed is still not crazy. And doesn't have the Prototypo 6 terrain resistance. So, yeah. Compare this vehicle to the Prototypo 6. That thing has crazy terrain resistance. It's similar to a T44-100, but it has the auto reloader, right? Not even close. It did the same horsepower per ton after the micro patch, but doesn't even compare to the terrain resistance. So also DPM is also worse than the final round on the Prototypo. So you play this vehicle like a wolf packing medium tank, but be glad it's not like 14.5 horsepower per ton. Otherwise this vehicle would not sell. Also with lower health than combat medium tanks. So yeah, armor is not the greatest. Not really. We already covered all the stats mostly, I mean, from the original super test, but 102 at the hull front. And you could bounce a few off the mantlet on the cheeks, but that is very not effective or consistent. So it's like a Pershing turret front. Shoot the cheeks, shoot the center, you'll pin. Shoot on the mantlet, sides, you'll get trolled. But sometimes just ricochet into the turret cheeks anyway, which is redundant. Also shoot the machine gun on the bulging sides, sponson to the turret. So yeah, this thing has 5 machine guns. 2 on the hull. It has more tits than Lara. So equipment and field mods, I normally say rammer, optics, just spot for your team. You have the maneuverability to just go for a spot. So hold down and poke up, poke back down to spot, and put even more horsepower per ton ratio after the micro patch. So it's about 22, 23 or so with the turbocharger. But field mods, I would say better turret traverse speed. Turret traverse is not crazy, 35. So I would say better traverse speed. Don't get hit, right? Don't get hit. Dispersion while moving needs a little bit buff, slightly, but accuracy is already kind of mediocre. So this one's up to you. But I would say dispersion while moving. Make yourself more consistent while driving and shooting, as opposed to just standing there and trying to snipe. And go with camo. Give yourself a little bit better camo. View range buff for better view range. Well, I have the gameplay. It's not bad, but it is a very caveat. I was playing on Himmelsdorf. That's a big... You're not playing through mud, so you cannot really compare. But this thing needs to be wolf packing with other medium tanks or heavy tanks. But it's okay. It's like a 5 out of 10. It's very mediocre. It can get the job done, but it's not the gold standard of a sniping Tier A premium tank for the Americans. That belongs to the AAT-60. So American medium tanks at Tier 8. I mean, it's certainly better than stuff like the T-25, Pilot number 1, or the Pan-KR. These two need to be like Tier 7, right? Outdated penetration. Really outdated. They buffed the pen on the T-25 Pilot, but yeah, horsepower per ton, even with a turbocharger, shaky at 16. A little bit better on the Pan-KR, but yeah, pen is kind of bleh. Accuracy also kind of bleh. So, I mean, I would rather play the IMT than these two, but that's not saying much, right? That's not really saying much. Compared to this gun is dramatically better, especially with the DPM department. And gold shell also, not bad, right? 285 compared to 245. Well, then again, it's APCR compared to heat, but yeah, this heat round will go through S tanks. Your APCR will not. Yeah, it will not. So, yeah, you have better options. These two are relic of the past. IMT is better, but that's not saying much. So, here's the gameplay of Lara Croft's IMT. Well, city map. No 20 horsepower per ton ratio. Not yet, anyways, but they'll buff the horsepower per ton. And otherwise, still kind of mediocre, right? Especially the penetration DPM. I mean, pen is fine on average, but DPM is not the craziest for that alpha damage. But then again, it's not the highest alpha. Also, gold shell doesn't pin really that high. Not even 250. So it's a support medium, more or less. But yeah, you really need to have more engine power to play this thing, or top speed to play this thing super aggressively, like a wolf packing medium. But yeah. Carnarvon Action X, schools in me. I go a little bit faster. Top speed could also be better, but it's American. Usually it's like 50, 55 at best. It's not gonna go over like 70, not even close. So I put rammer, optics, turbocharger, but both Carnarvons are going this way. Alright. The mantlet could eat some shells. Sometimes. Do not rely on it, but it could does something. When it's unaimed or something, I don't know. But 220mm of pin and 360 alpha. Let's see how good it is. Saladin. You have no armor though. I have no freaking accuracy. Try to shoot on move. Alright, Gnarvin's here. We'll save the room for Gnarvin. Yeah. You have no gun depression, that piece of crap. Oh, high alpha. You have no gun depression. Ah, no! Go, Gnarvin, fuck him up. It's a gigantic blimp. Ow! Go, Gnarvin. He has no DPM for a heavy tank. Yeah, Gnarvin's. Oh shit, he's dead. Everybody's here. TS5. Turtle crawl all the way. Oh, then again, their Luva is already here too. So. Hello. Ah, Jim, I'm an idiot. I'm just like, oh, it's a BZ. He's supposed to suck. Oh, he fired. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. It's all me, right? I'm an idiot. Alright. T103 and a IS going after a T43. Trying to help. Oh. Aim time, please. Is he aiming at me? Sometimes 360 alpha, sometimes 390 alpha. Hello. Ow! Alright, you got your revenge. Now leave me alone. Gun depression is the best around. Well, not exactly the craziest, but hey, better than nothing. Hellcat, go kill him. You got this, bro. Oh, he didn't. I won't die to one shell, but... Okay. Well, that was easy. Just everybody swarmed castle. Alright, T103 has a big gun. He'll likely kill me. Possibly. He's going after artillery? Gnarvin died. Oh, there's the T103. He has a 130 on a T103. What the hell is the SU doing? Oh, big caliber guns going at it. T103 reloads faster. Should be. I'm gonna miss this shell. No, I'm not. Yeah, everybody just fucking go everywhere. Everybody went hill. Even a TS5 went hill. But okay, fine, fuck it. They have a Luva. You don't charge with a T-34-100. It has no gun depression. None. Especially how tall it is, you don't go to the hill. I mean, you support the T-32, but T-32 or T-832 don't have the DPM. So, yeah, there we go. One and done. Yay! That was actually not half bad. 3,000 damage. Yay. It's a fast vehicle for support, right? They will buff the horsepower per ton ratio to even better than 20.6 with turbocharger, but your DPM is not the craziest. You need to support your heavier teammates, like two Gnarvins. Gnarvins will take the hit. You'll just punch out behind them and just jam shells whenever possible, but yeah, when it's by itself, it cannot really lead the charge, right? The mantlet doesn't really provide. I mean, it could bounce a few, but do not rely on it. Gun depression's alright, but you would expect that out of American tank. If this thing would have like 2 seconds faster reload time, it would be a lot better. As well as having the horsepower per ton ratio and the terrain resistance of the Projecto 6, the Prototipo 6, right? That thing has crazy terrain resistance. This thing is okay, right? But we're on a city map. That was all pavement. That was all pavement. But if you're going off against like a swamp map, nah, debatable, right? So yeah, thank God the Carnarvons. Everybody bum rush hill for some reason. All right, fine. It's a strategy, but even the TS5 was there. I mean, then again, they have the Luva, they have the T832, but yeah, 2 Carnarvons, and I'm supporting. Yeah, you need to support with this vehicle. So there you go, folks. The IMT. It should be cheaper in gold cost after improved pass from the completing battle pass marathon thing than the TS6, but yeah, just one and done with these 2 vehicles. Both are very mediocre, right? Sometimes they have very good opportunity to make stuff work, but that is very rare. This thing has hull down to hide the cupola. This thing has the maneuverability, most likely, than the AAT60, but the gun doesn't really perform as good as the AAT60, so it's up for debate. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.